Hey Leo, hey, welcome to Star Tarot. This is your mind, body, and soul forecast for the month of May going into the month of June. For those of you that continue to tune into my channel each and every month, I do want to thank you guys so much for all of the support, all the likes, the shares, the comments, subscribes, personal reading requests. All of that, I truly appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, I do want to give you a warm welcome and let you know that everything I do here is in love and light and love and light only. Now, this is a mind, body, and soul reading. If you're interested in just a general reading, I've already uploaded that for the month of May. If you are looking for something solely pertaining to work, career, and money, I do have a separate reading for the month of May for that as well. For those of you that are looking for some deeper self-healing, self-awareness, self-growth, this is what this forecast will do for you today. Again, this is for anyone that has Leo in their sun, moon, rising, or Venus positions. And no, this is a general forecast. This will not resonate with every single Leo out there, okay? So pick up what I'm putting down that does resonate and simply leave the rest, okay? We're going to look at what could be possibly be bothering you, blocking you, some things that you might not even be acknowledging that are really deep within and could be hindering you from self-growth or even moving to the next stage of your life. So we're going to take a deep look at this here for you guys today and see how we can move past this. So let's go ahead and look at this. All right, Spirit, we thank you so much for your guidance, for your wisdom. Please give us insight as to what Leo is going through mentally. What is Leo going through mentally? What do they need to acknowledge, let go, work on? What is it that they need to address in the month of May going into the month of June? Wow. We're not taking all of those. One of those did pop out. I feel like this was this, but we're going to allow this energy, Leo. I don't know what's going on with ya. What is going on? So let's see. This is my language of letting go deck. This is a affirmation deck that really gives you some deep down self-awareness. So really love this deck here. All right, out it comes. All right, so we got 3 cards here, guys. Yeah, okay. All right, Leo. Let's look at our cards here first. You got the receiving joyfully, showing vulnerability, and being lovable. Okay, so some of you are really having a very high guard up is what I wanted to say. Some of you are playing hard, okay? Some of you don't want to show that vulnerable side of you. Some of you have a hard time of receiving things because, you guys typically have it all figured out, and you guys typically are the givers, and it's very hard for you guys to really show love in the way that other signs might show it, okay? And so it's so funny because you guys are, they always say Leo the lover, okay? But you guys do have a very strong side of you. And you guys are on guard. I mean, look at you here. You're very strong. You are lovable, but sometimes the way that you guys express your love is a little different than what others expect. So let's just go right ahead into receiving joyfully, okay? So on the back of this deck, it will give me some further insight and a affirmation that you need to consider to work on this situation. So it says that today I will let someone give to me, whether it's a compliment, an offer to help, or even a gift. I will stand there and take it joyfully. I know that I'm deserving of good things, so I will simply say thank you. All right. This is something that I struggle with myself because I am such the giver. It is difficult to receive. Some of you have that guard up because you feel like, well, if someone is giving to me or doing something for me, does that say that I'm incapable or that I'm needy? So there is a little bit of ego there, a little bit of pride, okay? But I mean, Leo. So that's something to look at very closely and something to work on. Now, showing vulnerability. It says that today I will disclose who I am to someone with whom I feel safe. I will risk being vulnerable even though I've always held back from doing so. God help me show people who I really am and not who I think they want me to be. All right. So, some of you might be struggling with the fact that you need to be strong because typically you are the giver. You don't want to be perceived in a particular way. Could be something pertaining to not wanting to look or feel weak. Some of you may have experienced being vulnerable in the past and don't want to go down that path because of past hurts. Something like that is what I'm saying. So we'll further address this. But the next card you got was being lovable, okay? And it says that today I will tell myself that I am lovable. Just because some people haven't been able to love me in ways that have worked doesn't mean that I'm unlovable. I've had lessons to learn, and some of them hurt deeply, but I can still love, and still I'm loved, okay? So you can still love and you can still give love, okay? So, yeah, some of you have really guarded your heart towards people. I feel like there have been some past circumstances that have hurt you in ways that have built this wall up. And it's hard for you to go into that vulnerable space again, all right? I'm hearing for some of you, I'm not asking no one for shit. I don't want nobody giving me shit. I don't want anybody, because that is a form of, in your mind, weakness. Or some of you may have been given something in the past and somebody, talked about what was given or brought that back up to you. So, yeah, you're very guarded at this point in time, okay, Leo? So let's go a little deeper here. I'm using my mind and body makeover deck. This deck lets us know how our thoughts affect our mind and then ultimately can affect our body. All right, so we're going to look at how you might be negatively thinking and feeling and how we can look at this into a positive, and how this is affecting you internally. So some of you are having some weight issues, okay? Some of you are struggling with that. This isn't going to be for everyone, but you might be having some digestive tract situations. Your digestive tract is very sensitive due to some stress here, okay? And so some of you are really focused on that, Some of you are just focused so much on your weight, and then focused on this digestive tract situation, okay? It says that I have healthy self-esteem in multiple areas of my life. I'm satisfied with my ability to fit into a family, a relationship, and a career. I feel good about my intellect and my ability to have a voice in this world. So, yeah, some of you just don't feel healthy, okay? You see yourself as someone being unhealthy, and you're reflecting that back to yourself because you're not happy with your weight, you're not happy with your health. And so, this is causing you to look at yourself in a negative way. And I feel like some of you have not been able to receive feedback or information about, assistance in this, is what I'm hearing. So take this how this resonates. And then I also feel like, really starting to feel satisfied with your ability to coexist in relationships, family, and friends, and showing this vulnerability. So, some of you, if this doesn't have anything to do with your weight, you are suffering from digestive situations simply because you're not showing that vulnerable side of you. All right, so there's something else here to look at. Some of you might be experiencing some trouble making decisions, okay? So you might find someone to help you make these decisions, or you might be seeking for an answer based on how other people respond to you. Instead of just making a decision based on what you want to do, you might be struggling with making decisions and then you kind of base it on how other people are flowing around you, okay? And the more positive way to look at this is that sometimes I can discover more of my own intellectual gifts and talents by making a decision alone without someone else's input. So it's very interesting because for some of you, I feel like you don't want to ask for even like help or advice, all right? Because it's going to show some form of vulnerability. And so it's hard for you to receive help in any way, shape, or form. So you look to yourself to make decisions, which is completely fine. But it's almost like when you do need the help, when you do deep down want the help, you don't feel like some of you don't feel lovable enough or feel like you have people around you that support you enough or really, really, truly love you, okay? And I think because some of you have built up this wall, okay, to not be so vulnerable, you have shut some people out. So you may have isolated yourself, Leo, without even knowing it and feeling like you have been the one that's isolated. Now, for some of you, this could be the case. Some of you might have been isolated from other people, but it has been because of past hurts. And so I feel like Spirit is saying that, you need to find a tribe, a person, someone that you can be vulnerable with. And sometimes, when we have our guard up, people look at us very, very hard and unwilling to love and unwilling to receive. And, sometimes we could just be a little too cold to allow people in. So you're prompted to kind of open up just a little bit more, Leo. Let's look at what your soul is saying. Spirit, we thank you so much for your guidance. Please give us the eyes to see and the wisdom to know. Yep, okay. All right, so we did get the Goddess card here, okay? The Goddess card. Let's take a look at what this message is here, okay? The Goddess. All right, so it says here, let me get to it. It's reminding you to really tap into your intuitive and creative power. Power that has somewhat faded over the past months. There is much to be gained by reconnecting with your intuitive creative power, for it is the very essence of life in all creation. All it takes is for you to look inside, pay attention to what you feel in your heart, and let your inner goddess shine through you, for she holds the power of the entire universe, and such do you. All right, so some of you know, okay, some of you are trying to be very, very hard and even lie to yourself and saying, I don't need to be loved. I ain't looking for love. I don't need to receive nothing from nobody. I'm not going to show nobody how I really feel. But some of you know that you would really, really want to have someone, at least someone that you could receive something from and to be able to really show your vulnerable side and share your love with, okay? So it's just some of you, these past hurts, and some of you, it's just ego, okay? It's just ego, it's just pride. So let's go ahead and see what my goddess deck, what advice they have for you guys, okay? Let's see what we have here. Please, Spirit, give us some assistance. Okay, yes, okay. So it says be strong, okay? You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. All right, I'm going to take a little deeper look here because I feel like you guys have a strong personality, okay? And there's so many things about you that is strong, all right? So, but there's a softer side that needs to come in. So what I'm hearing is you need to be strong enough to understand that vulnerability is strength, okay? Because some of you are looking at this as a weakness, receiving things from others and being vulnerable and showing love and being loved. Like some of you feel like that is a weakness, and Spirit says no, these are actual strengths, okay? But let's take a closer look here of what this message is, why this card is popping out, okay? All right, it says, see yourself as strong and victorious. Don't complain about anything. Don't blame anyone or any condition. You're the embodiment of strength, not victimhood. As you rise above the old tendencies and see yourself in the new light of beautiful feminine strength, your life will automatically shift in miraculous ways. You'll attract new opportunities, forms of abundance, and relationships to help you manifest your highest potential. Being strong means seeing yourself in the most favorable light than you can imagine. Be real, allow yourself to feel genuine emotions, but most of all, be strong. Absolutely. Okay, so there is strength in being vulnerable. That is your real, true emotions and feeling lovable and being lovable and receiving, okay? So all of these things are strength, okay, Leo? Definitely not weaknesses. Trust me when I say I struggle with every single one of these situations. So, you know, no judgment here. These are things that I'm just personally learning along the way. And, you know, there's a lot of ego, there's a lot of pride, there's a lot of past situations. And honestly, Spirit is dealing with me. I'm going through a spiritual surgery right now. They're purging all of these things up out of me right now. Because it's difficult for me to do on my own. So what I would suggest for you guys is some meditation, because with these two things here, you know, that you're struggling with, you know, some of you, it is how you view yourself on the outside. It is having to do with weight. Some of you are having digestive issues. Some of you are having a hard time making decisions or making the right decision, or finding someone that you can trust to give you insight, or struggling with the, you know, being vulnerable to ask for the help. Some of you are really suffering from anxiety, okay? The digestive and the anxiety could be very high for you guys now. And I'm seeing also some moodiness, because I feel like some of you just don't want to be vulnerable, and you're fighting it, and there's situations and people around you that might be triggering your emotional side, and so you're fighting this, and so there could be some moodiness. So if this is what you're experiencing in your body here, you might want to pay attention to that, because this can brew into other you know, elements that could cause other elements for your body to suffer from. So this message I'm about to deliver is from your personal spirit guides, the angels that surround you each and every day, the loved ones that have passed on. This is the message that they want you to consider, okay? And to know in order to move forward, because Leo, this is what's blocking you for moving to the next phase. So if you really want to be able to move forward, and to receive these new opportunities and to receive what is for you, this is the homework. This is what you need to do, is look within and really work this out. So let's take a look here and see what the message is from the Spirit. It says, "Dearest you, let us ask you, are you looking for happiness outside of your everyday moment-to-moment experiences, thinking you will find happiness out there someday? So many go chasing a magic it out there, but it never could be found there. So we want to share a secret that shouldn't be a secret. You are pure joy. What made you is pure joy, and every time you wake up and even when you sleep, you have joy waiting to be expressed inside of you. Joy and happiness and fullness come from doing joy, being joy, knowing it, cultivating it, and lighting it in your heart so you can share it. You must know this so when the time comes, you will be fully free, and your joyful being and actions will turn you into a beacon of starlight. Look within and be joyful, even for tears and loss, for they mean you have lived, really lived. Jump into it all and love every minute. We all love you like crazy over here." All right, so what is so profound to me is that they mention joy several times in here. You are pure joy. Joy and happiness and fulfillment come from doing joy, being joy, knowing it, okay? Look within and be joyful, all right? So you got the receiving joyfully. What is really profound to me is that when like I said, this is something that I do each and every day. I did get the receiving joy card in my daily clarification probably about a week ago, if that. And this is the message that also came out for me. So they want you to embody joy, and in order to do that, you have to be able to receive it, to show it, to give it, display it, own it, okay? Because all of this, not receiving joyfully, not showing vulnerability, not loving, not, showing love or wanting to show love or receiving love, that's not joy. That's not living, okay, Leo? So your spirit guides are saying that you really haven't lived, okay? You really haven't lived, because it says here, it says, "Look within and be joyful, even for tears and loss, for they mean you have lived, really lived." Okay, so they want you to really live, Leo, okay? But you have to show some type of vulnerability, okay? And to really, really look within and to know that receiving joyfully, showing vulnerability, and being lovable is your strength. Okay, there's strength in that. So this is what I have for you guys. If this resonated at all, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to ding the bell. That'll give you further notifications as to other readings that I have coming out, which I will be working on today for the month of June. Again, check my channel out for the other readings that I've done for the top of the month of May so far. There might be some messages in there for you. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're interested in a general reading, that information is down below. The $35 special ends at the end of this month. So make sure you let me know if you're interested. I am going to give you guys the highest regard. I'm struggling with these 3 things too. So do the work, Leo. I'm going to do the work. I'm sending you all of the love, all of the light. Take care, Leo.